Well, today I've got a special guest on Library Rave. This is Mrs. T, and she teaches in the middle school. Now, I think there's someone special in your family who's done something very interesting. Would you like to tell us?
Yeah. My eldest daughter, Jordy, she's an author, and she has at the moment written 3 books in a series of 4. So she's got one more that she's working on, and she hopes to publish the 4th one by the sometime next year, early next year, I think.
How exciting. Can you tell us a little bit about what the books are about?
Yeah. So like I said, she's written 3. The first one's called Isolated, and what she's done is each of the 4 books are set in a season of the North American year, so very distinguished seasons. And so the first one, Isolated, the second one's called Mandated, and then the third one is called Amputated. Then the last one's going to be called Liberated. And they're about a girl who her parents are working at a Bible school in Canada, and one day she comes home and finds that her world gets turned upside down. I'm just trying not to tell you too much. And she finds herself in a situation where she has to survive in the wilderness by herself, and what that looks like. So it's a survival story, but also she struggles with her identity in Christ, really, because she suddenly has to decide whether she's going to take on the religion and the religious beliefs of her parents, or whether she's going to ignore them and choose to live a different way. So it's her struggle as well with God and with nature or creation.
Awesome. So it's an exciting adventure story, a little bit about survival skills and things like that.
Yeah.
And also about her relationship with God.
Yes.
Excellent. What age group do you think would enjoy these books?
Jordan originally wrote them for like probably older teenage students, but my middle school students actually really enjoy them. So probably middle school students and high school students would enjoy them as well. I think the main character is a teenage girl, so there's a lot for them to relate to there.
Excellent. Well, I know it has the one I have read has been exciting, and certainly keeps you turning the pages to see what happens to her next. Could you tell us a little bit about what it's like to write a book?
I've learned from watching Jordy more than doing it, but I know that she took years to write her first one, and she got a lot of help, and she learned from other authors. So there's a big author community that she got plugged into that could help her, and so she put a lot of effort into that, finding editors, finding people who could help her with the cover design, and just learning as she went along. And I've noticed as a mother, because I've read all her books, that she's maturing as a writer. So the more she writes, I can see in her books that she's getting better. And so I think the best thing is, if you're an inspiring author, is to get out there and write, and you'll get better.
That sounds wonderful. Well, I think that we have these books in the library if you'd like to borrow them. I think there is a bit of a queue at the moment because they are very popular. But thank you for coming and telling us about them, and thank you for sharing about your daughter's journey as a writer.
You're right, that's okay. Should I tell you her name? Because I know that some of my students have actually looked for her books and not found her name because she doesn't use her surname. She has a pen name, and so her pen name is Jordy Leigh, Leigh, which is actually her middle name.
And I believe she has a website. Is that
she does? Yes, she has a website, and we can put that up for you. And she also has a Facebook page, if you have Facebook, that she is very happy to answer questions and help you along your journey if you're interested in some help.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.